Have you ever stopped to think that your heart may be sending important signals that you don't even notice? After 60 years of age, our bodies change, and some subtle signs can indicate serious heart problems. The most concerning part is that many people mistake these alerts for simple day-to-day fatigue. That shortness of breath when climbing stairs or swelling in the legs can be more than just signs of aging. In this video, I will reveal 6 crucial signs that your heart may be sending, and, more importantly, how to identify them in time. With this information, you can take preventive action and ensure a better quality of life to enjoy your best years with health and vitality. The issue of heart health and aging requires our special attention and meticulous care. Our heart, this extraordinary machine that beats tirelessly, needs constant monitoring, especially as we surpass the age of 60. The physiological changes during this phase of life can mask important symptoms, making it essential to develop a keen awareness of our cardiovascular well-being. Imagine the heart as a precious engine that needs regular maintenance. Just as an old vehicle requires specific care, our cardiovascular system demands specialized attention. Challenges intensify with the passing years. Arteries can lose elasticity, heart valves can harden, and the capacity to pump blood can gradually decrease. The changes are not only physical but also represent an emotional challenge. Many people feel vulnerable when they realize that their bodies do not respond as they did before. Sedentary behavior, poor diet, and daily stress contribute to accelerating this process of cardiac wear. Doctors and cardiology experts emphasize that prevention is the best path. Understanding the subtle signs our bodies send can make the difference between early intervention and a more complex health issue. The secret lies in being attentive, listening to what our body is trying to communicate, and acting wisely. Genetics play an important role, but they do not completely determine our cardiovascular destiny. Daily choices such as a balanced diet, adequate physical exercise, and stress management can significantly transform our heart health. We need to dismantle the myth that heart problems are inevitable after the age of 60. Every individual has a unique potential for recovery and health maintenance. The key lies in awareness, regular medical checkups, and adopting a lifestyle that nurtures not only the physical heart, but also the emotional one. Our body is a complex and interconnected system. The heart does not beat in isolation but in harmony with all other organs. Therefore, taking care of cardiovascular health means looking at our well-being holistically, understanding that each choice has a direct impact on our vitality and quality of life. Cardiac signs may seem enigmatic, but in reality, they are clear messages that our body sends. To understand them, we need to develop a sensitive and attentive ear to the small details that our organism communicates. Heart failure does not manifest suddenly, but through a series of progressive indicators that many people tend to ignore. Cardiologists emphasize that understanding the language of the heart means being attentive to subtle changes in bodily functions. Technical terms like arrhythmia, which represents changes in heart rhythm or shortness of breath, may sound frightening, but they are fundamental for early diagnosis. Each heartbeat tells a story, revealing nuances about our overall health and metabolic state. The cardiovascular system functions like a complex orchestra, where every component needs to be synchronized. When one element is out of tune, the entire system can be impacted. Identifying these signs early represents the difference between simple intervention and more invasive treatment. It is important to demystify the idea that cardiac symptoms are exclusively related to intense chest pain. Often the alerts are more discreet: persistent fatigue, an inexplicable feeling of heaviness, or slight changes in breathing patterns. Age does not necessarily determine cardiac decline, but it does require greater attention and care. Our heart has impressive resilience, capable of adapting and recovering when stimulated correctly. A balanced diet, regular physical activity, and stress management are fundamental allies on this journey of cardiovascular preservation. Understanding cardiac signals means developing a relationship of listening and respect with our body. It is not just about identifying problems, but recognizing the organic intelligence that allows us to live and experience life in all its fullness. Each symptom is an invitation for a deeper reflection on our habits, choices, and quality of life. Cardiovascular health transcends exams and medications. It represents a daily commitment to ourselves, a delicate dance between self-care, knowledge, and intuition. The 6 cardiac signs that need to be observed attentively require careful and personalized analysis. Let's dive into each of these important indicators, uncovering what may be happening with your heart. Shortness of breath during daily activities represents a critical sign that cannot be ignored. When climbing a flight of stairs or performing simple tasks becomes a Herculean challenge, your heart may be sending a silent alert. Many people confuse this sensation with simple fatigue, but in reality, it may indicate compromised cardiac capacity. Swelling in the legs and ankles also deserves full attention. When the cardiovascular system is not functioning perfectly, fluid tends to accumulate in the lower limbs, causing this characteristic swelling. It is not just an aesthetic issue, but a potential sign that something is not working correctly. Extreme fatigue without an apparent reason emerges as another concerning indicator. We are talking about that fatigue that seems to drain all your energy, even after a good night's sleep. Your body may be signaling that it is making a greater cardiac effort than normal to perform basic tasks. Chest pain gains a special chapter in this narrative. It may radiate to the arms or jaw, creating an uncomfortable sensation that should not be minimized. Many try to ignore it, attributing it to age or stress, but this may be a direct warning from your heart. Rapid or irregular heartbeats represent another sign that deserves deep investigation. When your heart seems to race for no reason or presents strange rhythms, something needs to be checked. These variations can indicate arrhythmias or problems with cardiac function. Excessive sweating without physical exertion also constitutes an important signal. When you start to sweat profusely without exercising or being in hot environments, your body may be signaling a possible cardiovascular issue. Each of these signs functions like a secret language that your body uses to communicate specific needs. The wisdom lies in knowing how to interpret these messages, seeking professional help at the right time. Identifying cardiac signals and knowing how to act represents a crucial moment in the journey of health preservation after the age of 60. When any of these indicators manifest, the first step should be to seek professional medical guidance. A complete cardiac checkup will allow for an accurate assessment of how your heart is functioning, revealing possible needs for intervention or follow-up. Seeking help does not mean taking a passive stance, but rather taking charge of your health. The doctor will be your partner in this journey, providing detailed and personalized information about your cardiovascular state. Tests, such as electrocardiograms, echocardiograms, and stress tests, can provide a comprehensive view of heart function. Alongside medical consultation, lifestyle changes become essential. Adopting a balanced diet rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and lean proteins can significantly benefit heart health. Reducing consumption of salt, saturated fats, and processed sugars also contributes to improving cardiovascular function. Regular physical activity represents another important pillar. Walking, swimming, water aerobics, or low-impact exercises can strengthen the heart, improve blood circulation, and enhance overall well-being. The key is to engage in activities consistently while respecting individual limits. Managing stress becomes an essential strategy in this process. Meditation techniques, conscious breathing, yoga, or Tai Chi can help reduce anxiety levels and maintain emotional balance. A calm mental state directly reflects physical health, especially in the cardiovascular system. Quality sleep also deserves special attention. Sleeping between 7 and 8 hours a night, in a comfortable environment and following regular schedules, contributes to the body's recovery and the proper functioning of the heart. Sleep deprivation can increase cardiovascular risks and compromise overall well-being. Monitoring indicators such as blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar regularly becomes crucial. Small daily adjustments made with awareness and consistency can prevent future complications and ensure a fuller and healthier quality of life. Self-care does not represent an obligation, but a gift you give to yourself. Overcoming the challenges of change requires a strategic and compassionate approach. We know that altering established routines can seem like an impossible mountain to climb, especially after 60. Resistance comes not only from the body, but also from the mind, which often clings to old behavioral patterns. The secret lies in breaking that transformation into smaller and completely achievable steps. Imagine that you are building a new version of yourself, brick by brick, without haste and with much kindness. Starting with small modifications can make all the difference. A 10-minute walk, climbing stairs instead of taking the elevator, or doing simple stretches in the morning. The key is not to feel intimidated by radical changes. Subtle and consistent movements produce more lasting results than heroic attempts that are quickly abandoned. If you were previously sedentary, you don't need to turn into an athlete overnight. Gradually, your body will adapt and may even crave more activity. Another fundamental point is to create a support network. Share your goals with family and friends. They can be partners in this journey, encouraging and even participating in the changes. A friend to walk with, a relative to prepare healthier meals, all of this makes a difference. Internal motivation is also crucial. Connect changes to your dreams and personal projects. Want to travel? Play with your grandchildren? Enjoy retirement with energy? These goals can be powerful fuel to overcome the initial inertia. Allow yourself to be imperfect in this process. There will be more challenging days, moments of discouragement, and that's okay. Resilience does not mean being perfect, but persisting even when things do not go as planned. Use technology as an ally. Exercise apps for seniors, WhatsApp groups with people who have similar goals, or even online classes can make the change more fun and less lonely. Remember, every small step counts. Your cardiovascular health appreciates every conscious choice, every movement you make towards a more active and healthy lifestyle. Common misconceptions about cardiac signals represent a dangerous trap for many people after the age of 60. The biggest mistake is to underestimate symptoms, considering them simply a natural part of aging. When we talk about heart health, ignoring the body's messages can have serious and potentially fatal consequences. Many individuals develop a dangerous comfort zone, normalizing symptoms that should raise immediate alarms. The belief that chest pain, shortness of breath, or extreme fatigue are just consequences of age poses a significant risk. In fact, these sensations may indicate cardiovascular problems that need urgent professional evaluation. Denial emerges as a psychological defense mechanism. People tend to rationalize symptoms, creating justifications like stress, poor diet, or simple fatigue. This self-deception strategy can delay important diagnoses, turning treatable conditions into complex and potentially irreversible problems. Another common misconception is comparing experiences with friends or family. "My neighbor has had these symptoms for years and is fine," represents a completely flawed logic. Every organism responds differently, and generalizing experiences can lead to dangerous decisions about one's health. The culture of toughing it out also contributes to this scenario. Especially among older men, there is a cultural resistance to admitting vulnerabilities or seeking medical help. This toxic masculinity can silence important signs that the body is transmitting. Underestimating the importance of preventive exams constitutes another critical mistake. Many people consider regular checkups unnecessary or costly, forgetting that investing in cardiovascular health represents significant long-term savings. Prevention will always be more economical than complex treatments. The lack of knowledge about subtle cardiac signs also undermines self-protection. Not everyone understands that cardiovascular problems can manifest beyond intense chest pain. Swellings, persistent fatigue, or inexplicable sweating may be important indicators that go unnoticed. It is essential to highlight that recognizing these misconceptions does not mean entering a state of panic, but developing a responsible body awareness. Each symptom represents valuable communication from the organism, an invitation to pay attention, investigate, and act wisely. The key lies in education, self-care, and regular medical follow-up. Transforming these misconceptions into knowledge means empowering oneself to make assertive decisions about one's cardiovascular health. Personalizing cardiac recommendations means recognizing that each body tells a unique story. There is no universal recipe for cardiovascular health, but rather an individual path of care and attention. Each person carries a specific combination of family history, pre-existing conditions, lifestyle, and metabolic characteristics that need to be considered. The factors influencing this personalization are diverse and complex. Conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, or a family history of heart disease may require differentiated approaches. A person with overweight will have distinct needs from someone slim, just as a sedentary individual will require different strategies compared to someone who already engages in regular physical activity. The level of physical activity represents another crucial element in this personalization. For some, a daily walk of 30 minutes will be sufficient, while others may need more intense or adapted exercises. The key is to understand the limits of one's own body and respect its individual capacity for movement and recovery. Dietary needs also require personalized attention. Dietary restrictions, allergies, intolerances, and personal preferences must be taken into account. A nutritional plan that works perfectly for one person might not be suitable for another. Consulting with nutritionists specialized in cardiovascular health can offer valuable insights into the specific needs of each organism. Family support constitutes a fundamental element in this care journey. Having a support network that understands and encourages habit changes can make all the difference. Family members can be important partners, assisting in monitoring, preparing healthy meals, and providing motivation to maintain commitment. Periodic exams and personalized medical follow-up represent another essential pillar. Tests such as echocardiograms, Holter monitors, and specific analyses can reveal unique characteristics of cardiovascular functioning. Each result needs to be interpreted considering the individual context of the patient. Stress management also requires particular strategies. For some, meditation will be essential. For others, therapy or creative activities may be more effective. Understanding emotional triggers and developing resilience mechanisms are extremely personal paths. Chronological age does not determine capabilities but serves as a guide for necessary adaptations. Respecting the body's signals, being aware of its needs, and developing a sensitive listening represents the true secret to robust and personalized cardiovascular health. It is time to conclude our journey of knowledge about cardiac health. We need to emphasize that caring for the heart is not just an obligation but an act of self-love. The 6 signs we shared are precious tools for your protection. We invite you to turn this learning into concrete action. Share this information with your loved ones. Encourage a culture of prevention and self-care. Your heart deserves special attention. Every choice you make today directly influences your quality of life in the future. Be the protagonist of your cardiovascular health.